We haven't talked about hike to hunt yet.
No.
So I think we should do that. Who wants to go first?
It was a great time.
It was
I was definitely found out I was way out of shape hiking through that fucking place. Just to get to the first target, I was out of breath. Not as bad out of breath.
We did it a couple of years ago. I didn't go this year.
Well, I wasn't as bad as Big Head Mark Wright, but I was pretty bad.
Did you guys shoot them all?
No.
The
We shot-
Sitka
we shot
should have
the
been the
hardest.
worst course, right?
No, it is now Kuiu.
Yeah.
Oh, they changed it.
PSE.
Yeah, they switched names, but
Oh, it's PSE now.
yeah, but it was the exact same course.
And those are like 80 to 120, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, but
long targets.
Yeah.
but it'll be a miniature elk at 85 yards, and there'll be a formation of rocks in front of it, and then it'll be trees all the way to the back. So
But
if
you
you
can-
miss the elk at all, your arrow is done.
But it's all known though.
Oh yeah, distance is
Yeah.
known. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's,
Well, yeah, you can use
it's
a
not because
rangefinder.
it's not like an
It's not a
actual, like,
competition
shoot.
course. Right.
It's a more of a
skill shoot.
Cause
Yeah.
it's
skill
still
function.
known. You can still use your rangefinders.
You should have seen half of the guys that were coming behind us were sitting there shooting at, like, I don't know, what was it? That wolf at
116.
116 yards. I think everybody in our group at least hit foam.
No, we all did. I was the first one to shoot on that
Yeah.
one, and I got
Well-
stoked. And Brendan's like, "Oh, you got one?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Well, you gotta look. I mean, look what we do at our own range on the weekends.
Yeah, but I'll
We-
tell you what. When you're going,
The
when you're
archer of the
looking
day
down-
is well over 100 yards a lot.
We
Yeah,
haven't done Archer of the Day in a long time.
We just did it last week, not this past weekend, but 2 weeks ago we just did it.
Did y'all really?
Well, you didn't show up.
No, I wasn't here last week. The week prior, I was.
It was like
you didn't-
10,
shoot
10,
that weekend.
90,
Oh, was it the
90
weekend I didn't
something.
shoot?
Yeah.
Oh,
It was under 100, but it was
Yeah.
at a 90 something at a pig. What
Oh, nice.
was it? You shot it with us. It was me, you, and Jesus. And we shot from the last target across over the road to the
Oh,
first target.
Shit.
Maybe I was not there for that.
I don't think
No,
I,
that
I
was,
was.
I don't
uh,
remember
there.
That was me, you, Jesus. And,
So you were there?
Yeah, it was me, you, Jesus, and somebody else was with us.
Well,
Yeah,
let's
that
talk
was
about
at
who
that,
won.
the pig.
Who won?
I think Jesus got a 5. I was at 8. What'd you
Oh,
get?
I don't remember.
I put a good shot on it.
Rampage probably got a 12.
I had to walk away
I think
from
it
that
was
one.
a 10.
That was it was a pretty good shot. It looked bad
Oh,
from where we
double
were,
digits,
It might have been an
right?
8 or a 10.
but I kind of shot from the left side, and when my arrow went in, it kind of kicked, so it looked like it was in the shoulder. But when we got up there, it was just outside the 10.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It had a really cattywampus to it.
So hike to hunt.
Yes, hike to hunt.
It was a good time. How many guys do we have with us? We had me, you, Gump, Mark, Gage, Brennan, Tim.
We had a large crew
We had a large
with
crew.
us this year, which was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot of people.
It was pretty epic.
Yeah.
Looked like I had a lot of fun with the pictures.
Well, on
and
the
scenes.
first day, it was just like the targets, of course, so we get like maybe a quarter of the way through. Then it's drizzling. And we're like, oh yeah, we'll tough it out, You know, throw a couple ponchos over.
Mhm.
Next target, boom. God just letting down water on us. Everything's soaked. We're trying to find cover.
It sounds
Can't find-
familiar.
Can't find nothing.
No, can't find targets.
No, you just
Or
can't
just cover.
find any shelter.
Anything to get
So we found
underneath.
like a little bit underneath one tree, so we look like right now under one tree, just like
Just huddled up.
huddled up. Yeah. But it was a good time. They dried out.
To be fair, that happened the year before that too. It would just rain for 40 minutes, just ungodly amounts of rain, and then it would just let up. So it's the exact same weather as last year, pretty much.
Flag is good for that. We've been up in 11 on a couple hunts, and it was like that. We literally went back to the truck to sit in the truck because there's no. You would think with all those trees,
There's nothing to get underneath.
no,
Yeah,
it's just coming
they
down
don't
to
block the
our.
rain.
Well, I mean, hell, we went to one of those one of those teepees or whatever it is, those yurts,
Yeah.
and then there was like a wood pile covering that we all took shelter in to get out of it.
I just grabbed the flap to the yurt and stood under it and sat under there with my bow for a minute.
Yeah.
But it was a good time. We could talk about how many arrows Mark lost.
All of them.
That man shoots.
Mark, if you're watching, I think you lost about plus 10 more of these.
That man shoots faster than anybody I've ever seen.
Not anymore.
Faster than Oscar.
That's why I've got him on a hinge now.
Are you talking about just
Oh,
like
yeah.
his draw cycle
He shoots
to
faster
execution
than
is
Oscar
fast?
does.
So what Mark does is he draws back, and then he's got like that Bomar nose button or whatever he has, and then he starts bringing it up to his nose, and when that button touches his nose, he fires.
Never
Fast
really
as
watched.
shit, though.
If he's faster than Oscar, that's pretty quick because Oscar's got that 1.9 seconds freaking locked down almost. He tried to shoot everything under 3 seconds when he was here.
He's got it on lockdown. Like he could. The only thing limiting him on time is like how fast he can draw the bow back. So he can draw it back, and then he can draw it back, end up here, and then the second that thing touches his nose, it's gone.
Well, I'm gonna have to watch next time.
He doesn't do it anymore. One, he got new strings, lowered the poundage on his bow, and then got him started on the hinge.
I started making him shoot a hinge.
And found out how much arrows are that you have to replace them after one shoot.
Well,
yeah, they replace a dozen.
To be fair, I was only sighted in for
To be
80
fair,
yards.
To be fair.
Yes, to be fair.
to be fast.
To be fair.
Ah,
To be fair. I was only sighted in for 80 yards, and I started out at the same course. And I like this year, I was like, I will not start out on the Seiko course. So when we were like, oh yeah, we're going to PSE, I was like, cool, awesome. I got to the start, and I was like, this is the Sitka course from last year, and it was just like, yeah, I'm not doing that again. I'm not losing 9 arrows in the first course, and then finishing with 3. And just being like, I have to conserve my arrows. So like any target under 85 yards, I was like, yeah, I'm not doing it, because it's like at that point I was filming as well, which puts extra stress and like all that stuff on me. And I was just like, yeah, I'm here to have a good time. I'm not here to worry about all the arrows that I lost, like all like, oh shit, that's $21 an arrow down the drain. Like, I'm here to have fun.
Well, that camera's
what I
pretty
did.
heavy too.
What was your favorite course on Hike to Hunt?
Kuyu,
So the hardest one?
the second one. PSE was the hardest one, right, Gage? First one.
Yeah.
yeah, he said that's
Yes, he
that,
was the
that used to be
hardest.
the
I thought-
Sitka.
Oh, that's true.
Talking
Yeah.
about the harder, just like target distance stuff, or
Yes.
just kind of
Yes,
overall?
target distance and
The hike itself.
elevation.
Yeah.
We did QEU the second day, and it was more scenic. So you had more scenery. So you're shooting like kind of off a cliff, maybe 50 yards.
Mhm.
One of them, when you got halfway through the course, like you're shooting through aspen trees, which was. I mean, that was.
Oh, the aspen trees
Yes.
has the best footage that I have
So,
on my
and
camera.
it was
It's
just- yeah, it was very
Yeah,
scenic,
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
was you.
And it wasn't a hard hike. It wasn't a.
No,
Mm-hmm.
it was perfect. Like, and we had
It's
so
not
much
like
fun.
our fat asses were out of breath and
more than
half
flat.
dead. And
No, and I think we counted like the first day, we only shot like 1 full size elk.
Oh yeah.
That second course we shot 2 full size elk, full size mule deer. We
Right.
shot the Sasquatch.
sack scratch.
Yeah.
I think we might have shot a dinosaur,
Yeah, probably.
but it was a good time.
At least you weren't calling any dinosaurs.
Yeah. I kind of wish I'd have made that.
So
yeah,
the-
it looked like a fun shoot.
the way that they set that up is the PSE or Sitka from last year is long shots with small targets, and then the QU is the like, I don't know, long shots with normal sized targets, like it's
Right.
more scenario, and then they have another one where it's like all long shots, and then they have the Cabela's or whatever it is where it's more like, family friendly and stuff
20,
like that.
20 to 40 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
kid-
and
kid-
and like
kid
the
friendly.
hardest shot for me was the first day. We were up at the very top of that mountain. We were shooting a stone sheep, right? It was like 122 yards. I missed 3 times in a row, and it kept going right over his back. I was shooting downhill, I'm trying to compensate for it. Looking at my
Probably
advantage sheet.
downhill up there is probably
Oh
close to
man,
112.
I struggled right there, and I was shooting like 2 inches high. But then we came back home and kind of figured.
Yeah, what was the elevation up there?
65.
Yeah.
No,
it's higher
it's
up
it.
Oh,
Flagstaff is 8,000.
Yeah,
so
so
when you get up there,
85
it's
or
more
90.
like it's more like not like 9,000.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
90,
yeah.
90
Yeah.
95 Nordic
Yeah, because when we
Village.
did the Mormon Lake
I'll look
shoot,
it up and
you know, from here to there, I didn't have a POI shift
No, it
at
wasn't.
all. But then when I went,
It will, but it's very minimal.
it's very very minimum. Yeah, when I went to Utah for TAC,
It's the same over in Sholo. It's very minimal.
yeah, at Utah TAC, I had like quite a bit. I was having,
But, like-
I adjusted my sight and then still had to take 3.
I was
yards
like
off.
2 inches. Gage was like, I think Gage and Brennan was sight tape, right? Though.
What?
You guys like +5 or under 5 yards?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I had to end up doing.
Yeah, I was like plus or minus 5, but it might have been sight tape, but for sure it was acting up.
Yeah.
But Brennan shot the 100-yard shot against a bunch of guys the second day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Brennan kicked our ass on day 2.
Dude, he was dialed.
Yeah, he shot really well.
Everything about what he was doing on that one course, it was just like he couldn't fucking miss, dude.
Focused in.
Yeah. And I mean, I would say that Brennan is a really good shot, but like that day he was just unbeatable. I mean, he was just on one.
So
81,
actually,
82.
81, 82.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds, yeah.
so
85 maybe.
Kuiu, yeah, Kuiu day 2. Brennan led the day out with a 159. I had a 154, Gage had a 152, and Dave had a 124.
And I didn't shoot a couple.
Right, exactly, yeah. And then Brennan had a 94 on the first day, Gage had the 99, Dave had 98, and I had 100, yeah. I didn't keep Tim's score, though.
I got it, but it's somewhere in something. I think we all shot right about the same for the most part.
Yeah.
Well, we weren't really keeping that good a score.
We weren't keeping.
Yeah. But I do think that the shots through the aspens were just amazing.
They're gorgeous.
It's this weird spot in the middle of Flagstaff where you've got this group of aspen trees that just like it just starts, goes for a ways, and then it just stops.
And then it starts again.
Well, we were shooting a bighorn
There's-
sheet, too. It was
there's-
fucking gnarly.
So we've hunted that unit quite a bit. And those patches of aspen is where you want to be when you're hunting for sure.
Well,
I
that's
think
why
it's
it's so cool, and it's just like especially in the footage that I have from Hike to Hunt, those aspen the area where the aspen trees are is the most gorgeous footage of Hike to Hunt, and that's why like when we got in those aspens, I went all 120 frames per second to get slow mo, because it's just awesome, and I get some great footage of him doing some slow mo stuff. So
It's I love getting into aspens and hunting up there.
Well,
It's
really,
almost like it's cleared out. So the area that we hunt is you'll have your forest, and then it's like an open area, and it looks like a field of aspen. They're probably 100 yards wide, a couple 100 yards long. You go through those, and then you bounce out, and then it's kind of open again, and you got another section. It's almost like somebody was farming them
Well, that's
back in the day.
they were doing that for the longest time. It was aspen reintroduction.
Then that's probably what it's from.
right there above North Village.
Well, they were doing it all.
Probably through the whole.
Coconino County, Coconino Forest and Kaibab Forest were doing
never
that quite a
seen
bit.
them like that below the 40. I've only seen them like that above the 40.
It was. I've seen them up like that down in 6A. There's a couple spots of them, but not a whole lot on the south
Well,
side of the
there's
freeway.
some in the area where we camp every year for the Mormon shoot way across
Yeah.
that,
Yeah, there's some
Meadow.
towards the back of the meadow and stuff.
but not like those big patches like
No.
up around Flag.
irregardless, that was my favorite part of the shoot, because like everything else you look at and you're just like you're focused on the targets, okay? Everything else you're focused on the targets and stuff like that and the people around you. When you hit those aspens, the only thing it's like it changes to an alien world, and it's a different feel, and it's just and also it's kind of like looking through. It's kind of like cornfields almost, where you hit that perfect gap and you can see all the way down through it. It's just it's a different alien world, and that's what I loved about it.
So they have that little patch over there by Betty's Kitchen.
Yeah.
We've gotten deer in there before.
That Chase Hot shot one out of there. I was telling them about that the other day. So that was your favorite target, that one? That shot right out of the edge of them?
Well, there were a lot of targets to the aspens. That just because I do a lot of video and I think about like all the things like while you guys are shooting, I'm thinking about how to set up a shot, how to get somebody in a cool angle and stuff like that. And when you have like stuff in the background like that, where it's just like bone white trees that are just completely and totally arrow straight, and they're like 3 feet apart in each direction, and it's just like it's just so cool. And it's that was my favorite part of the entire shoot. Is like I couldn't narrow it down to a single target. It was that like 5 or 6 targets where you went through on the Kuyu course, where it was just through the aspens, and it was awesome. I loved filming you guys through that. So that was my favorite part.
I love you 3C has an area that's like that as well, that we've hunted before, and it almost puts you into a calmness about it when you walk into that stuff.
I totally agree. It's a different setting.
It's hard to understand. I mean, I didn't go up there this year with you guys, but like the hunts we've done in, you almost go in there and there's a calmness that comes over you being in them trees, and I get it. Everything's the same no matter which way you look.
Well, that's the thing too. After that, like the first day, we started a little late, and then it was a long course and the rain, whatever. But the second day, we shot the first course, and we had planned on shooting the second one. Like even after that, I was fulfilled. After that first one, I was like, that was a great trail. Everybody's like, "Are we shooting that one?" I'm like, "No, let's go pimp out the little brother and see if he can win a brand new PSE bow." Let's change the stakes a little bit. I mean, let's put it all on him on this one.
Then we continue to just drink beer.
As we always do.
Well, I mean, hydration. God dang, you guys.
Okay.
Well, you guys have gotten better at it since you guys are making up for my lack.
At drinking beer?
Drinking beer, yeah.
You definitely make up for my lackness.
No pun intended. Anytime I can help you out, you let me know.
Yes, sir. You guys do. I appreciate it.
It was a good time, but it was nice to everybody. I hope we can do that again one day.
That was one of the funnest things. Just the house. Everybody being together, all the bullshit. I mean, it was just fun.
Yeah, it was. And I was sad I missed out on Mormon Lake, because that would have been a good time too.
Mormon Lake was an epic weekend.
That was pretty good.
I missed out on that, but I feel like I made up with it with High Time.
Yeah.